My name's Tim Johnson. This is a video about specifically the mindset that you will need prior to going into withdrawal from alcohol or drugs and during it to actually get through it successfully. I've made quite a lot of videos on this channel. Please have a look at them about preparing for both alcohol withdrawal as a separate issue and drug withdrawal, specifically opiates. Preparing for it and getting through it as comfortably as possible, and also explaining what actually happens to your body during withdrawal. Please have a look at those videos, because this video really isn't going to delve deeply into that, because those videos are quite long and detailed videos about preparing everything you need, like I say, to get through those withdrawals safely, most of all, specifically with alcohol withdrawal, and comfortably. Or as comfortable as possible it's possible to be. So please, like I say, have a look at those. This one is just about mindset, really, because many times in the past I've tried, or I did try, to withdraw from alcohol, both alcohols and opiates, and unsuccessfully, not getting through for whatever reason. But 2 years ago, I went through my last withdrawals of those two substances and successfully, and I'm still sober. And I look back now as I get stronger each day, and I'm able to think clearly, and truly believe that the reason I got through this time, got through successfully, was because I learned and prepared myself, prepared my mindset. Prepared all those things that made me comfortable, yes, because I looked around and learnt from a lot of other people. But really, my mindset was the thing that got me through. So I just want to talk about that now, because going through withdrawal and whatever your withdrawal is, whether it be alcohol, whether it be drugs, specifically with me, it was both those things at separate times. But and I was dependent for a lot of years on both. But opiates in particular, with the drugs. Withdrawal brings with it, prior to going into it and during it, one of the biggest things that's going to hold you back is fear, and fear of many things. But specifically, if you've not been through a withdrawal before, then it's going to be a fear of the unknown, and a fear of what's going to happen to you and how bad it's going to be, because you've heard so many horror stories from other people and online, and you know, you don't know what to expect. So that fear is holding you back all the time, and your mind will make many horrific pictures if you let those fears set in. And also, for those of you who've been through it, like I did many times, it'll be the fear of what you're going to expect, because you know that you're going to be uncomfortable. You know that it's going to be probably the hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life, you know, to get through this thing successfully. And so fear plays a massive part. But one thing I would say is that, first of all, that every withdrawal that you go through, or that you can go through, is very different, and every person's withdrawal is very different. And that is down to literally the amount of times that you've been on the substance, your use of the substance, and the amount you use, the length of time you've done that for, and also your body type. You know, everyone's different, everyone's metabolism's different, and everyone's body type is different. So, you know, please don't necessarily believe all the horror stories, and but you've got to understand that it is going to be a rough ride. You know, there's no doubt about that. So preparing your mind to go into it and understanding that is extremely important. So first of all, you know, what I did to prepare my mind before I went into it, I wanted to understand this time, because I'd never done it in the past. I wanted to understand exactly what was happening to my body during this, both alcohol, because alcohol and drug withdrawal are two very different things. And I wanted to know how to do them safely, because with alcohol you really do need, and again, look at the videos, you really do need to do this safely, particularly if you've been heavily dependent on it. but I wanted to know exactly what was happening to my body, because half the thing, one of the things that will allay fear during withdrawal is if you actually understand what is happening to you, what is happening to what the symptoms are, suggesting it within your body, basically. And the biggest thing to understand really is that when your body's just really healing and trying to get back into balance again, homeostasis they call it, and a lot of the symptoms that you will go through during withdrawal are really your body's systems, all your body's different systems, from your brain, downwards, if you like, and every single system in your body, just trying to get back to normal again, and trying to balance again. And knowing that a lot of the pain that you're going through is because of that is very, very important. I think also knowing that you have the power. You're much stronger than you think, and this is one of the things that held me back for a long time. Your brain will try and play tricks on you before, and it'll do everything it can to try and convince you not to go into withdrawal. Let's assume now that that you've made the decision to stop. You know that you're on your ass. You're fucked, basically. If you carry on using drugs or alcohol, you will lose everything dear to you, everything you love. Your health will go, you will eventually die, but prior to that very painful death that you will undoubtedly suffer, you will lose all those that you love in your life. Let's say that you're doing this because you want to see your children grow up, or you want to, and you want to experience all that joy, or you just want to live life with your head held high, with dignity and self-respect again. There's hundreds of different reasons, but you're on your arse, you're the lowest you can get, you've got to change. The thing to realize is that you have that power to change. At any time in your life, you can make that decision to change, and you have that power within you. You're so much stronger than you think. Your brain will do everything it can to try and talk you out of it prior to even going into withdrawal. You've made the decision, you're going into it, you've done all the preparations, but your brain will still say to you, oh, you can't live without this substance. How will you survive? How will you face all these emotions? How will you live life sober? How you can't go through all this pain. It's going to be horrific, horrendous. It's you're going to suffer all sorts of shit. It'll do everything it can. The thing to remember is, one of the analogies I use with your brain and thoughts and how to control them, is that thoughts will fly through your brain. This is not just in withdrawal, but any time during your life, thoughts will fly through. The thing is, just think of them as you've got no control over birds that fly over your head. The many thousands or hundreds of thousands of birds that fly over your head. You have no control over that at all. But you have control over whether you let them nest in your hair. That's the analogy I use. If you let these thoughts nest in there and you give them power, you give them credence, you believe them, because there's an old saying, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. And that's really true, because if you believe you can get through withdrawal, if you don't let these thoughts develop in your mind, you approach each day and each symptom and each second of every day as it comes, rather than project and think ahead of how bad it's going to be and how bad it is or whatever. Just deal with every moment at a time. Don't let these birds nest in your head. Don't let these thoughts nest in there and get power. If you can do that and not give them power, you will successfully get through a moment at a time. Because if you just hold on, as I always say in all my videos, just hold on. It will get better every second. Every moment you will get stronger. And that pain you're feeling today will become the strength you have tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. So you really have to believe that you can do this, that you have the power, because you have that power, you have that strength within you. You're so much stronger than you know, because I found that because of all the times that I tried before, over the years, over the 35 years that I went through this in 2 rehabs, in clinics, and Christ knows what else over the years. you know, there was always, my brain would always, I would always give those thoughts power and convince myself that I couldn't live without this substance, and you know, the pain was going to be horrendous. And then, of course, during withdrawal, the thoughts you've got to watch for are the ones that tell you, yes, you're in horrific, you know, you've got shit coming out of you every second. Every bone in your body's aching. You've got literally no energy. The sweat is dripping off you. You stink. You're shaking. You're trembling. You're maybe hallucinating. You know, oh Christ, all the symptoms that you can look up. You know, you've got all these things going on. Think first of all, yes, that's my body healing, but don't let that thought grow. I've got money in here, you know, I've got money. I can go out and take a drug in a second, or have a drink in a second of alcohol, and all these symptoms will go away. That's the one you've got to watch. That's the one you can't let grow. That's the mindset that you need to avoid. You know, you need to, when those thoughts, or those birds, if you like, flutter into your head, you just dismiss. You have to dismiss them straight away. Don't give them any power. If you do give them power, then I promise you, your brain will let them grow and convince you that it's a good idea to go out and use and stop all this pain and all this misery straight away, and you won't get through it. The thing to remember is, if you believe you have the power now to change your life, at any moment, you have that power to change your life, and that strength. This is going to be a battle that you need to prepare for mentally, physically, and spiritually. But you can get through it, because I got through it at 56 years old after many attempts, yes. But the recipe I used got me through. I have never been fitter, stronger, healthier. Still in my 20s, before my use got really heavy, I've never been this fit, strong, or happy in my life. And it's taken, yes, it has taken a lot of hard work. Those first 6 months after withdrawal were hard and horrendous sometimes, but every moment I worked hard and got through it. If you work hard, if you give it 100%, you will get through it, because you have that inner strength. You believe in yourself, because believe me, you can do it. Nothing is impossible. You can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Please, please, make today the day you change. Get your mindset right. Approach it as a battle, a war that you approach second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, month by month, or whatever it is. Just hold on, because it gets better and you get stronger every minute. Keep that mind. Keep them birds from nesting in your head. Don't give those negative thoughts power. Just think, I'm healing. This is positive. I'm getting better every second, and you will get through, I promise you. And then you can start getting into all the diet and the exercise and all the other things, the mental work that you're going to need after that to get through. But just approach withdrawal first. Get through that. If you get through that, that's the hardest battle you'll ever face in your life. I promise you, if you get through that, you can get through any obstacle and over any obstacle in your life. So good luck. Please give this a go today. Carpe Diem. Seize the day. You have the power to change. Any moment in your life, you have that power to change. Good luck to you, and much love to you all. Change your life today. Bye-bye.